Hello, I'm MJ Fite with today's thought. Today's thought is reflections of you. When you think of reflections, you're probably thinking of the person you see in the mirror each time you wake up or every time you want to do your makeup. But that's not the reflection I'm talking about. The reflections that I'm talking about when it comes to you come in the form of people, objects, and things in which you have the ability to affect. You may say, well, that's not necessarily true. I beg to differ. A lot of times, how we treat people, how we treat certain objects, come back to reflect who we are. You may look at how a man may treat his lady, or how a woman treats her man. You may look at how a person may treat their kids, how they may treat a particular object, maybe a basketball, maybe a computer, maybe a car. And all those things, though you may think, okay, well, they're minute or maybe they're indirect, but they all have something in common. They have the ability to reflect the things that we care about, the things we love, the things we hate, the things that bother us. All those things have the ability to reflect who we are, how we feel, how we think. So when you think of reflections, it's not necessarily the person you see in the mirror, but it's all the things in which we have the ability to touch and affect that display who we are when we don't want to reveal who we are. Make sure the things that reflect who you are a correct representation of you. How do you do that? That can be tough depending on what it is that you're reflecting. If there's something that you truly love, if there's things that truly accurately portray who you are, you want to make sure that the people that are around you, the things that you surround yourself with, all resemble who you are. Because a lot of times people don't get the opportunity to come to you and ask you who you are, but they see the different things that are around you. For example, you may be married, you may have kids, you may be a Bible warrior, you may go to church, you may have 3 or 4 cars at your place, you may be the richest man in the world, you may have all this cash, and this is what people see. They may see you have a bunch of girls around you, and they may see that, but you may think, okay, well, just because I have a bunch of girls around me, that doesn't reflect who I am. But unfortunately, all those girls around you may show that a reflection that you may not like, and you may not think it does, but to someone who doesn't know you, they may assume that before they get to know you. So when you're looking at paying attention to those different things, make sure that the things that are around you portray an accurate picture of who you are. Because just like first impressions, you only get one chance. So make sure that if you want to portray yourself as somebody that others can see in places where you can't really tell someone, make sure that you have everything in place that reflect who you are. The key to this principle is your attention to detail. Are you paying attention to everything that's around you? Only you can decide that. When you're looking at all the different things that reflect you, every little thing that reflects you is of importance. Whether it be your wife, whether it be your kids, whether it be your husband, your parents, your friends, the objects that are around you, they all have a way of showing the type of identity that maybe you're not able to tell someone, but maybe it's an identity that people can see. You want to be careful about what those things are, because if you choose the wrong things to be around you and you touch those things, they have the ability to be that identity marker for you. And you may not want people to portray you as something that you're not. You may say, well, for example, if you hang around a bunch of smokers and you may not be a smoker, people may portray that. That's not telling you shouldn't hang around smokers, but you have to be mindful of what other people may see. And you have to be ready to defend yourself if people say, okay, well, he might be a smoker. Or on the back end, you might hang out with people who may be into gangs and violence. You may know them, but you have to be mindful that someone may walk up and say, well, if you're around a bunch of gangsters or a bunch of thugs or violators, they may think that you're one too. It may not be true, but you may have to be ready to defend yourself. So watch all the things that are around you. Watch what you get involved with. Watch the people whom you touch. Make sure that the things that you touch, the things that you affect, all portray the image that you want people to see, want people to come to associate you with. Because when you think about reflections, and remember this, reflections don't always identify the person on the outside. Reflections are about the person within. And if the person within is not properly identified, you may not get a second chance to identify the whole person. So pay attention to the person that's being reflected outward. I am MJ Fite with today's thought. And remember, a thought can take you in many different directions, but it's you that determine that direction. Have a good day.